Las Vegas just exposed its dirty trick to stop the Indiana Fever. Trust me, it is going to leave you furious at how low the Aces are willing to go. You see, the Aces completely lost it the moment they realized they couldn't beat the Indiana Fever, so they decided to attack the player who was the loudest on the court.
First 5 minutes! One shot! Rebound! Stay high, stay high, stay high! We're good, we're good, we're good! Good job, Kels! You playing great defense? Yeah. Stay on the ground. Yep. Switch, switch, switch! Yes!
But what did the Aces do when their skills weren't enough to stop the Indiana Fever? They ditched basketball and pulled out the oldest trick in the book. Play dirty and let the referees do the rest.
Look at this one. Extends her arms and moves on the screen. Come on, guys. Count them for me. Tell me if I'm wrong. This is unreal. All right, here we go. Look at another one. Keep counting. They're going to get worse. Watch this. She's holding her arm. All Lexie Hull is trying to do is put her hands in the air. Look at that. She pushed off. Look at her forearm and arm. Here we go. Watch 2-in-1 play again. A moving screen. Just for A'ja Wilson to do another moving screen.
From the very first possession, it was obvious. The Fever ran their sets with sharp passes, quick cuts, and unselfish ball movement. The Aces had no defensive answer. Every time Indiana attacked, they couldn't stop them, and that's when the attacks on Lexie started raining down.
Look at this one. Extends her arms and moves on the screen. Come on, guys. Count them for me. Tell me if I'm wrong. This is unreal. All right, here we go. Look at another one. Keep counting. They're going to get worse. Watch this. She's holding her arm. All Lexie Hull is trying to do is put her hands in the air. Look at that. She pushed off. Look at her forearm and arm. Here we go. Watch 2-in-1 play again. A moving screen. Just for A'ja Wilson to do another moving screen.
Aces were thrashing Lexie Hull, and the referees were just watching like it was part of the game plan all along. Look at this. The referee was standing right there.
Not as efficient as we're used to seeing. She's missed 11 of her 15 shots.
Come on, Isaac!
Waning seconds of the quarter. Mitchell with the miss.
It happened multiple times during the game, yet the officials acted blind, letting the Aces get away with foul after foul. It was so one-sided it stopped being funny. This wasn't basketball. It was a wrestling match where only one team had to follow the rules.
There's another one. Look at this. Boom. Another moving screen and led with their shoulders. This one's the worst one. Look at this. And the refs call a foul on her. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. This one, at least they called for Lexie Hull.
The Aces made sure Lexie couldn't breathe. On cuts, she was held. On drives, she was grabbed. On defense, she was slammed into screens that looked more like moving trucks than picks. By the second half, it was obvious that they were going after her the same way this league went after Caitlin and Sophie. This is not a coincidence. This is a pattern. One star at a time. They're trying to knock Indiana off balance. But you know Lexie was not backing down. She took it all with a smile.
Ends her forearms while moving on the screen. They didn't call. And then A'ja Wilson flopping. Oh, look at her. The biggest flopper in the world. She's LeBron James of the WNBA. And then Lexie Hull. Called game. Let's go.
Lexie Hull was fouled around 20 times in the game, but the referees only gave her 2. If this continues, it's only a matter of time before she ends up injured like so many other Indiana Fever players who've been targeted and left unprotected by the league. And here's the wildest part. The Aces didn't even hide their intentions. They weren't trying to outscore Indiana. They were trying to break them, play too rough, mess up their rhythm, knock their shooters off balance, and hope the refs covered for them, and they did. Referees became blind every time Aces fouled.
It's getting insane how bad these refs are, and I hate bringing them into this shit. Yeah, I mean, seriously. The refs should not even be noticed, really and truly, right? But they're being noticed because it seems like they're purposely trying to ignore things going on. They've given the players on other teams a license to do whatever they want
Just look at this. She straight up pushed Kelsey Mitchell into A'ja Wilson. Aces were frustrated because Kelsey scored twice as much as A'ja Wilson, who, by the way, just won the MVP trophy. Referees clearly sided with Aces. If an Indiana player even breathed near an Aces guard, whistle. If Lexie Hull set a clean screen, whistle. If Aliyah Boston touched the ball handler's jersey, whistle. Meanwhile, the Aces could shove Indiana players into the ground, and the refs acted like nothing happened.
Nobody even had possession. She just over the back, if anything. Are you kidding me? Like, jump ball. A'ja Wilson, special whistle. Look at this foul. Hardcore, right?
Indiana players just smiled and let their game do the talking. Their trust in their skills and teammates is what sets them apart. They don't need to stoop so low or throw cheap shots because their basketball speaks louder than any dirty play ever could. They could not stop Lexie. She reminded them why she's called one of the best clutch players. Cathy Engelbert admitted the officiating is messed up. Saying it out loud means nothing without action.
Good afternoon. We are fully aware that league officiating is a mess. Blown calls, wild inconsistencies, flow-killing, glacially paced reviews that still end up called wrong.
Fans want answers, not apologies. The league either fixes the refs or admits it's okay with chaos. How many stars must get hurt before real steps happen? That's the hard question. Find a few whistles, retrain the refs, publicly review every sketchy call, do something concrete. Players shouldn't have to play with the fear that the next cheap shot ends their season. If the WNBA loves its stars, it must protect them, not just nod and move on. This is a wake-up call. Either change the system or stop pretending justice is being served.
The NBA did everything in its power to protect Jordan and is still protecting LeBron. How about this one? The NFL, no matter how obvious, will do anything for Mahomes. He's a moneymaker, right? These quarterbacks are moneymakers in the NFL. Jordan moved the league. But the WNBA will not protect their star, the only reason people watch, for one reason and one reason only. Yeah, they won't protect her because she is white.
But here's the thing that Aces don't want to admit. Even with all the cheap shots, even with the whistle tilted their way, they couldn't actually stop Indiana's basketball. Skill beats dirty play, teamwork beats desperation, and the Fever proved that by staying in the game, fighting through the chaos, and refusing to be bullied out of their rhythm. That's why this is so shocking. The Aces had the chance to show they're the better team, and instead they exposed themselves. They showed the whole world they don't trust their own skill enough to beat Indiana straight up. The crowd wasn't blind to what was happening. You could hear the audience shouting at referees for ignoring the fouls. The league's credibility is on the line when even casual viewers can see the game is being called unfairly. Indiana's players know they're fighting two battles, against their opponents and against the officiating. Imagine showing up to work every night knowing the rules don't apply equally. That eats away at morale, and it's exactly what the Aces were banking on, breaking Indiana's spirit. The fact that it didn't work says everything about this Fever squad. As commissioner, Cathy can't keep shrugging this off. Every time she admits the officiating is bad without fixing it, it makes her look weak. Fans aren't asking for miracles, they're asking for fairness. If Cathy won't step in, then the message is clear. Dirty play is here to stay. At the end of the day, Indiana didn't just play against Las Vegas. They played against the Aces, the referees, and the politics of a league that looks the other way when its stars are targeted. And yet, Indiana still stood tall. They refused to give in. That says everything about their character and everything about the Aces' lack of it. Please hit the like button if you support the Indiana Fever and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next video.